It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlamagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed blessing.
So like a donkey. Hee-haw. Okay. Donkey of the Day. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Donkey of the Day for Friday, February 3rd is a double donkey. I promise you I wake up every day and I'm like, I hope I don't have to give donkey to anyone from the Trump administration or any of Trump's supporters because it's draining at this point. But I have a segment to do called Donkey of the Day, and we need donkeys. Just so happens the Trump administration and its supporters provide a lot of them, okay? I got two of them today. First off, Pastor Darrell Scott of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, this pastor was talking to Donald Trump this week, and he said this to Trump.
I was recently contacted by some of the top gang thugs in Chicago for a sit-down. They reached out to me because they associated me with you. They respect you. They believe in what you're doing, and they want to have a sit-down about lowering that body count. And they agreed that the principals, they can do it. These are guys straight from the streets, no politicians, but they're going to commit that if they lower that body count, we'll come in and we'll do some social programs. So they're in agreement.
Well, if they're not going to solve the problem, then we're going to solve the problem for them.
But they want to work with this administration.
Good.
They want to. They reached out. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. They want to work with this administration. They believe in this administration. They didn't believe in the prior administration.
He told Trump that Chicago's top gang thugs reached out to him and they wanted to help the president stop the violence in Chicago. But like most Trump allies, he was lying. Okay, when he started getting pressed on the line, he tweeted out, not gang thugs, former street guys that are now community activists. My bad, no harm or disrespect intended. I'm a former street guy myself. Then Pastor Darrell Scott was on Fox 32 in Chicago, and when asked if he spoke to top gang thugs, he said this.
So there are no gang leaders offering to reduce the body count in exchange for federal funds?
No, I mean, come on now. No. Start talking about creating jobs. And before we start talking about all these other things, before we're able to implement them, we need to reduce that body count.
Ohio Pastor Darrell Scott told me it was a lack of sleep that caused him to tell President Trump Chicago gangs would trade a lower body count for more federal dollars.
Pastor Darrell Scott is what my father would call a jive-ass Negro. Okay, they're going to blame his lies on a lack of sleep. I don't know if Pastor Darrell Scott was suffering from a lack of sleep, but I know that Negro sure is tired. Lame-ass, lying-ass pastor. Now, my second donkey goes to the woman who coined the term alternative facts, the counselor to our celebrity-in-chief, Kellyanne Conway. Now, Kellyanne was doing an interview Thursday with MSNBC's Chris Matthews, and she defended President Trump's travel ban related to the 7 majority Muslim countries. At one point, Conway made a reference to 2 Iraqi refugees whom she described as the masterminds behind the Bowling Green massacre. Let's hear it.
I bet it's brand new information to people that President Obama had a 6-month ban on the Iraqi refugee program after 2 Iraqis came here to this country, were radicalized, and they were the masterminds behind the Bowling Green massacre. Most people don't know that because it didn't get covered.
Okay, listen, Kellyanne Conway, it wasn't that most people didn't know about the Bowling Green massacre because it didn't get covered. Most people didn't know about the Bowling Green massacre because it didn't happen. There has never been a terrorist attack in Bowling Green, Kentucky carried out by Iraqi refugees and anyone else. It's a part of me that is impressed by Kellyanne Conway's ability to spit alternative facts like they're actual facts. And I know how she gets you. I mean, she's a counselor for the president, so you would assume she's telling the truth. So if she says something about the Bowling Green massacre, if you don't know that never happened in the moment, you're just going to assume she's telling the truth because she's the counselor to the celebrity-in-chief, and she uses that to her advantage. But at this point, you just have to know that when you're interviewing Kellyanne Conway, you have to have an alternative fact checker on deck. Look, man, if the Trump administration hasn't shown and proved that they are indeed the Legion of Doom, I don't know what else they have to do to convince you, okay? The discrimination to various groups is in your face. The lies they tell to the country is in your face. The way they energize hate groups is in your face. The total disregard of the liberty, justice, and freedom this country stands for is in your face. The total disregard for the Constitution is in your face. The white supremacy is in your face. If you voted for this administration and you aren't disappointed with the alternative facts they tell and the blatant disregard they show for people's civil liberties, then you're either delusional, too proud to admit you made a mistake, or maybe you're just a liar and a bigot too, so you will agree with what other liars and bigots do. Please give Pastor Darrell Scott and Kellyanne Conway the biggest hee-haw, please.
The Breakfast Club.